Yeah, great guests, great submissions, a spectacular genius room. Let's rock. Hello. Thank you, Isaac. That's great. I'm so pleased it was useful to you. We thoroughly enjoyed it. Hello, Shane. I think you're around. Hello. Yeah, very exciting. Really nerve-wracking. It is. Yes. Well, we don't sort of play on that, but yeah, it is nerve-wracking. Of course it is. Yeah. Shane's got a website there, so you can scan it and go to it. This is mystery. Oh, that's good. Like some mystery. And it's called The Hero Teacher. Here we go with Shane's blurb. The novel combines the small-town Irish mysteries of Graham Norton with the high-stakes courtroom dramatics of John Grisham. What's not to like about that? Well, it's not Blurb, but it's a USB. That's good positioning, definitely. The central character is Joe Healy, a teacher in a small Irish town in Ireland. Yes. Isn't that tautology? Who becomes a national hero when he saves a group of students by hiding with them in a cupboard during a violent incident at his school. 20 years later, Paula Gallagher, a journalist dealing with her own personal challenges after returning home unexpectedly from abroad, is hired by the local newspaper to write an anniversary piece about the incident. How will the small town react when Paula uncovers the dark truth of what really happened that fateful day? I'm liking the idea. The book's core moral dilemma forces participants and the book's readers to answer the question, is it ever justified to take an innocent life to save others? That is a long-term dilemma to which there can be no categorical answer. Let me tell you about Shane, born in the Irish coastal town of Wexford. I've been a journalist for over 2 decades, working across many industry sectors, including as a columnist for a Sunday broadsheet newspaper, a reporter on National Irish Radio, and a department head at Thomson Reuters. I've lived in Dubai since 2008, and in 2015 I was honoured, silent age, to attend Columbia University Graduate School of Journalism in New York City as one of the winners of the City Journalistic Excellence Awards representing the UAE. I studied psychology. You've got a great background here. I studied psychology at University College Dublin, and the subject of morals and ethics has always intrigued me. As well as Graham Norton's novels, I also took inspiration from A Time to Kill by John Grisham, and the story also includes a seamless homage to To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Well, I'm liking the positioning here, a huge amount actually, and I think you are going to like this reading from none other than Emily.
The Hero Teacher by Shane, read by Emily. Lockrow, August 22nd, 2024. Scumbag! The attacker shouted as he dug his boot deep into Joe Healy's stomach. One of the last things Joe remembered as he lay on the ground was a guttural cough and a gob full of phlegm landing on the side of his face. Few people in Lockrow were surprised when they heard about what had happened. Most were shocked that it had taken as long as it did for word to filter down from the bail hearing in Dublin, and for someone to decide to take the law into their own hands. The attack only came to an end when a pedestrian turned the corner and let his dog off the leash, sending Joe's assailant running down a laneway. The man, a local baker, helped Joe to his feet. Let's get you to the hospital. My car is just only up the street. The small talk on the drive faded to an awkward silence when his Good Samaritan introduced himself, and Joe told him his name. At the hospital, a dose of heavy medication helped to alleviate the physical pain. A nurse came to check in on Joe as she was doing her rounds. She avoided eye contact and tugged harshly at the bandages. Was she up to date on the latest news, or was this just her usual abrasive bedside manner? Sit up. There was a sharp edge to her voice. Any pain? Other than the cracked ribs and my face swelled up like a peach? Dr. Ryan has the x-ray, and once he's reviewed it, he'll update you. She paused, looking up and down the bed, and finally locked eyes with Joe for a brief second. But we're really busy tonight, and, there's other people to attend to. She shrugged her shoulders. Anything else? Joe smiled at her, but she didn't reciprocate. Yeah, she knew. Lying back, he closed his eyes. The nurse had just left when someone sat down hard on the bed, sending pain shooting up Joe's side. He tried to suppress a scream as he gripped his fist. Shit, sorry, Joe. The man jumped back off the bed. It was his lawyer, Kevin Fitzpatrick, or Fitzy as Joe had called him most of his life. Evening, Fitzy, it didn't take you long to get here. Monica's on duty down the hall. News travels fast around here. Clearly. I've asked them if they can move you to a private room, and they've agreed. There's no need. I'm getting out of here as soon as I can. Joe, you look like shit. You're going nowhere. They need to make sure you've no internal bleeding. Fitzy looked around the room as one of the other patients stirred in their bed. We can't leave you here. Once word gets around town, there'll be a queue down the hall waiting to give you a good kicking. Joe's shoulders sank and his head fell forward. This isn't going to end well, is it? His hand trembled as he rubbed his chest. I spoke to Sergeant Gallagher on the way here. They're sending guard protection for you, and to the house, for Trish and the kids too. It's not safe. I'm surprised you weren't killed. Joe stared around the room, his heart beating faster at every movement from the other beds. I knew something like this was going to happen eventually. Every day for the last 20 years I've waited for that knock on the door, or the hand on my shoulder. Fitzy pulled up a seat and balanced his briefcase on his knees. There's one other thing. He took out a business card and laid it down on the bed. What? You're bailing? Seriously? Fitzy mouthed some words like he had been rehearsing them, but nothing came out. 30 years, Joe said. I need you. If my own lawyer, my best mate, doesn't have any faith in me, what chance do I have? My boys are already getting grief at school. This is Loch Roe, not a John Grisham movie. And you're no Matthew Bloody McConaughey, that's for sure. Fitzy moved the business card further up the bed, towards Joe's hand. I'm sorry.